Hello, welcome. So we are starting a 40 hours and 7 days language challenge vlog and a 40 hours and 7 days language challenge. So it is December 21st. I just finished my 12 days of languages videos this morning, or this afternoon really. So I am in the clear to move on with my life. It was really fun doing those videos and I was really pleased that I was able to keep up, but I will be relieved to go back to a mostly once a week upload schedule. But anyway, so last week I signed up for the DELE in April because I've been putting it off for so long and I still do not feel ready at all. But I know that I could just keep putting it off forever, so I needed to sign up for it. So I signed up for the B2 level, and I also got a prep course from DELE. I was kind of waffling on whether to just watch prep videos or get an actual course, and then her video about the exams that she took, and she talked about how hard the DELE was, that it was like the second most difficult one that she took and potentially the most difficult exam format. And so I was like, prep course it is. So today, after I finished my videos and everything, I opened the course and started. Oh my god, you probably shouldn't be like going into fight or flight response over reading about an exam, but here we are. So I copied down all of the things that she says will be tested, so the things that you can do, and then the grammar specific topics. Deep breaths. I want to go into this okay with failing, but I also want to go into it feeling like I did everything that I could to set myself up not to fail. And I do think that I can pass, obviously, of course, I can pass. So anyway, I made a little schedule of how to go through the course because I was kind of torn between taking the course slowly or doing it really quickly and then focusing on what I need to study, obviously, and then revisiting the course later. And I'm going to do the second one because the course goes in order of the test subjects. So the first test subject is reading comprehension, the second one is listening comprehension, the third one I think is writing, and the fourth one is speaking. And obviously the writing and speaking are the ones that I'm most nervous about, so I need to get to those parts so that I can know best what to practice, so that I can practice them all of the time that I have left. So so far today for time, I have an hour of a podcast that I listened to while I was doing laundry. I have an hour of the DELE study and 45 minutes of El País study. I think I'm going to do one more section of videos in this course and then move on to something else. So we're gonna get started. Hello. It is the next day. It's Sunday. I did nothing else yesterday, so we are not doing well so far. We have 3 hours and 19 minutes yesterday, and so for today we have an hour of studying, and then I have listened to a podcast for a while, but I'm not going to count that until I finish listening to it. So I do need to go cat sit today, so we're going to go out and do that soon. Today was the lottery day. I did not win anything in the lottery. I went in on this ticket with someone at my school, so I'm going to have to bring it to school when we go back to prove to them that we did not win anything. So yeah, I'm going to eat something and then we will listen to podcast and go cat sit and then come back and study some more. So
2024, and I have yet to do my recap and then to tell you guys how many lessons I've had this year in total, because I don't even know myself, so I need to count. Also, guys, I just wanted to mention that.
Good morning. It is Monday, December 23rd. I think I did get the amount of time yesterday. I got almost the full amount. I got 5 hours and 24 minutes, so like 15 minutes less, I think, than you have to get to be on track. Mostly I was just having really bad like focusing problems yesterday. Like I just kept looking for new resources and stuff like that. So I feel like now I have a plan, I have an agenda, we should be good. I did listen to almost 4 hours of podcasts because I went to cat sit, and then I decided to, instead of taking a bus that I was gonna have to wait a long time for, I just walked that part, and so that was like almost an hour between like cooking and cleaning and walking. I got a lot of podcasts in. So I have been listening to No Hay Negros en el Tibet, which is something that I've listened to before, but when I first listened to it, they were just doing the first season, and it was really difficult for me to listen to. And so I was like, well, I'll wait until the season is done, and then like maybe I'll be at a higher level, and then I just completely lost track of it. So I basically started it over. I started at like the second episode, and I'm just gonna listen. There's like almost 40 episodes now, I think. One of the people in this podcast is the person that I went to see their show in Sevilla. So anyway, that's what I've been listening to, and I got a whole bunch of practice test books on Kindle. Unfortunately, they were like only available on Kindle. I got 3 kind of general tests, like practice test books, and then I got these 2 books that specifically are supposed to help you prepare for the written and verbal parts. So my plan is go through the course, finish all of the videos whenever I can. I have a timeline that's like my maximum timeline I want it to take, but I don't obviously mind if it takes less time than that. Then I go through these 2 books because these are obviously the sections that I am the most nervous about. I'm going to try to start a writing and speaking streak. So I made a Reddit account to use the Write Streak subreddit, and I am going to try to do again a speaking streak of some kind. I haven't fully decided what that's going to be, and then beyond that I'm just going to continue to do practice tests, study Spanish, study grammar, read news articles, write and speak responses. Like once I know what the writing and speaking prompts look like, I'm basically just going to try to continuously do more of those, even if it's just stuff I make up until my exam. I forgot to put that on my list for today. So I'm feeling a little bit less panicked. It also has helped that I didn't realize the way, I'm sorry that I'm talking so much about the DELE in this. I am fixated, I can't help it. So the way that the DELE is graded, I did not realize the skills are paired. So the first pair is like literacy basically, so reading and writing, and then the second pair is listening and speaking, and you only have to get passing score on each pair. So conceivably you could have an incredible score in one of them and a terrible score in the other, but as long as you reach a passing score combined. So that may very well be, I mean, obviously, who knows? So that was also comforting to find out. But obviously, I don't want to pass with like a perfect score and a, horrific score. So I obviously do want to really practice. So anyway, my to-do list for today. Go running. I am going to wait until it warms up for the day, but I want to go to a park in another town where there's a nice gravel path, because running on the cobblestones or the hard sidewalks and everything, I don't enjoy it. Fix my watch. So another thing, I intended to do this before I left the US, but I just kept forgetting and putting it off, whatever. I have a watch that I really like, but the battery was dead, and it didn't seem to be a battery I could easily find at normal stores, and the band was just like completely, like, stuff was peeling off of it. It was very gross. So I threw the band away and I kept the watch face. So I'm gonna go to a shop here that like can replace the battery hopefully and buy another watch band. I need to go to the grocery store. I want to finish the videos for the first part of the DELE, so the reading test. So I only have one more video left, and I think it's like 40 minutes long. I want to get to 50% of Legends and Lattes. I'm currently at 25, and I need to write something in Spanish. That was what I had forgotten to put on here, so I need to start my write streak. Technically, I mean, I started it on Saturday, but then I didn't do anything yesterday, so yeah. It also, I don't think it's actually going to be a real streak. I do anticipate missing days, but I want it to be the majority of days. So I need to figure out what my life schedule is going to be to get all of this done. It's not that many things, but it's a lot of like coming and going, and I usually do better with either all staying at home and accomplishing things, or all going and accomplishing things. So I think I might try to do all of my home tasks and then do all of my out of the house tasks. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Now we have a plan. Let's do it.
El texto con sus 6 huecos y después los 8 fragmentos que son los candidatos de estar en esos huecos. Bueno, otra cosa que te había dicho.
Hello. So it is 12:22. I finished the videos for test 1. I did have more left than I thought. I had about an hour and 15 minutes of videos left, so I finished all of those. So there's prueba 1, which is reading, and then there's tareas within, like tasks within that test. And so the last task seems like it's gonna be the hardest one for me, probably because it's like the grammar one. So you go through and pick like the correct option, usually focusing on grammar. So I definitely need to make sure I have my por versus para, ser versus estar, subjunctive versus indicative rules, like all of those very clear. Make sure that I'm keeping up. I've kind of fallen off of Closemaster. I was doing the por versus para. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I can do subjunctive versus indicative versus imperative. I can do ser versus estar. So I think I can do, I'm gonna start those again. Anyway, then after that, I started my write streak on Reddit. No need to worry about like finding my Reddit account because I started one specifically for this. Probably fairly obvious that it's me since I just wrote about studying for the DELE. But yeah, so I just picked something boring to, you know, rip the band-aid off and get started on that. And I corrected someone's post on Write Streak English community, you know, you gotta pay it forward. So I am going to get some lunch. I made pasta yesterday, so I have some left over that I can just warm up, and I will get reading. Hello, I'm back. So I don't think I'm gonna have time to run today either. I went to get my watch fixed and they told me I need to pick it up tomorrow. I'm not sure why, but anyway, that's fine. I'm surprised they're open tomorrow because it's Christmas Eve, but I got my grocery shopping done and now I just have like an awkward amount of time between when I need to drop the key back off for the person that I was cat sitting for. You don't need this amount of detail. But anyway, it was really funny because I was trying to buy more of like a neutral brown eyeshadow. As you can see, that did not work. It was not expensive, thankfully. I mean, obviously, but it was literally like €2, so we'll give that another try later. So I'm just gonna read until it's time to go. I am seriously considering getting headphones that noise cancel because I basically cannot listen to podcasts or audiobooks on the bus. Like, if I'm on a long distance bus somewhere, then yes, but the local buses, like, the streets are like cobblestone and they are like, it's just super loud. It's like I'm missing so much, not so much, I don't ride the bus like for hours at a time, but every day it's like I have to switch to music or pause while I'm on the bus, and it's not ideal. So I am considering getting headphones with noise canceling. I've been thinking about it for a very long time, and I will almost get ready to buy them, and then I will waffle. Part of the problem is that, like, I'm super high maintenance about headphones. Like, a lot of them give me headaches, so I want to make sure I get good ones, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm gonna go read. Hello. It is Tuesday at 12:30. This has turned into quite the adventure. So yesterday I did not even remotely get anywhere close to the time, so I am quite behind. And I was thinking about like why that is, like why I've been struggling so much. And I think it's a combination of readjusting to studying, like intensive studying, because I really have not studied anything in quite some time. Like, I've been out of school for years, and when I've studied Spanish or other things, like, it really hasn't been like this. Also, I've been nervous about the exam, which, you know, is sort of ridiculous since it's like 4 months away, but I think until I get through all of this material and like don't have this like fear of the unknown, like until I know what's coming, I'm going to find it really stressful. But that has, you know, led to me not having great focus even when I'm not doing the active studying, because the whole time I'm not doing the active studying, I'm like, oh, I should be. But then sometimes when I am doing the active study, my brain is still like, tra-la-la-la-la. So anyway, I have continued this morning, and then I took a little nap because I had a headache, but we're gonna keep cruising for now. I do have other things that I want to do today, like catch up on my Legends and Lattes reading. I need to obviously do my right streak, etc. They haven't called me about my watch. I don't know if I'm supposed to just show up.
You look back at the footprints on the pad. Where does that leave you?
Hello. We are tucked back inside. I went to Cadiz today to walk around and get some lunch and just chill out. This week has gone very interestingly. I did sort of know by like the third day that we were not going to make it on the 40 hours and 7 days. There's some weird noise happening. I have decided to sort of reorient, and what I am going to do is just keep going until we get to 40 hours. So right now I have somewhere in the mid-20s. I haven't counted all of the time for today yet, but somewhere in the mid-20s, and this is supposed to be the last day, I think. So obviously we didn't get there, but we had some days in there where I, you know, hung out with friends, spent a long time FaceTiming at home and everything. So And then I had several days where I just could not focus for anything. I think that these next couple of days I should be able to get significantly more in, and it'll be a 40 hours in 9 days or 10 days or whatever language challenge. I just thought it would be more fun to get to the 40 hours, even if it's not in the 7 days. Obviously I don't care if I actually get to the 40 hours or not, but I just haven't had I started out strong and then I haven't had very many satisfying study days since then. Even though I am definitely making progress, I am in the middle of the writing test information on the DELE course, and I have been doing my writing streak every day, and I've still been listening to stuff and everything, but I just haven't been getting through as much as I thought I would. So anyway, today I've listened to 2 episodes of my podcast, which are like an hour long each. I am making good progress in my book. I'm 70% into Legends and Lattes, and I think I should be able to finish that. But I do still need to do my write streak. And so yeah, we're just gonna settle in for the evening and get to work. Hello, good morning. Well, it's not really even morning anymore. Happy Saturday. Yesterday did not finish Legends and Lattes, but I got very close, and then I just finished it this morning. Now I am thinking that I'm going to finish the other book that I'm reading in Spanish. I have maybe, I'm not sure, like an hour and a half left, and then get on my regular studying for the day, because I feel like once I study, I do not do anything else. I think I just completely max out my brain capacity for the day studying, and then when I try to read, everything just bounces off my head. Got these pens yesterday at Miniso? I don't know how to say that. I've never said it out loud. But I got a whole bunch of them, some of them for gifts and some of them for me. I am leaving, so it's Saturday now. I'm going on a trip on Tuesday. So I do need to do lots of cleaning and laundry and stuff before that time. So I am going to read and then do some more studying.
Además, gracias a ellos, pues puedes mostrar qué ideas son las principales, cuáles son las secundarias. La banda 3. Además, aquí dicen, ¿no? En la banda 3.
Hello, welcome. So it is almost 11 p.m. So we are at 32 hours, and 42 minutes. And realistically, I don't think I'm going to do anything else today. So that leaves us with 7 hours, 15 minutes. Maybe I can do that tomorrow. We'll see. So in my course, I have finished all of the videos explaining test 3, which is the writing test. I haven't watched videos that talk about specific example problems yet, except ones that are getting corrected, because I want to go through and write the sample problems, obviously. So I'm just going to wait to do that until the end. So tomorrow I will start on the videos for test 4, which is the speaking test. Obviously, if you have been here for any time at all, you know that that will be my biggest stress. I am on day 6 of my writing streak. I did have a very productive day today, even though I also took 3 naps. I was reading and I just kept falling asleep or just being I need to take a little nap before I keep reading, or I'm not going to absorb anything that I'm reading. But I finished 2 books and did some of my videos, did my writing streak, did some stuff for my Patreon book club. We have picked our books for January, so if you are interested at all, definitely check out the link below. It starts at $1. I have like a ridiculous TBR for January because I had some books that I wanted to read because of my 25 and 25. So I had kind of picked out 2 that I kind of wanted to read for that. I have my book club books, which one of them is super short, but those exist. I also have 2 book clubs that I'm trying to do that are in Spanish, where it's like a virtual book club. So I have those 2 also. We shall see. We shall see how it goes. Already at 6 books on the TBR for January, but I mean, that's theoretically fine. I should be able to read that and maybe more, but it's just, I don't usually set TBRs, so we shall see how that goes. But anyway, I am probably going to call it a night. Hello. So it is Sunday. My laundry is hanging to dry and I am heading out. So I did a bunch of videos for test 4 today, which is the speaking exam. So I listened to all the videos that are about what it's like and everything, and then again later I'll go back and do the examples. And I have started a new short story book and I started an audiobook, which was The Hunger Games. I was going to re-listen to, I have like a, not like bootleg copy, but like a copy that someone just read, like unofficially, because there were not official audiobooks for The Hunger Games in Spanish, which is crazy, but now there are. I did not know, they just came out like November. So the first 2 are out now, and the 3rd one is coming out in January, I think. I really hope they do Ballad of Songbirds and Saints before the other one comes out also, because I would really like to re-listen to all 4 before that comes out. So I did start up my Kobo audio credits subscription again so that I can get those. And yeah, so I just started The Hunger Games today. I forgot that like reading those books as like a teenager, I was like late teens when they came out, was like so engrossing, so like fun, obviously not like fun, but like immersive. And then like I would cry, you know, at the parts that like make sense to cry at. Reading them as an adult, and this is an experience I've had so many times because I've read these books so many times, reading them as an adult is basically just crying all the way through. Like, I pretty much just cry like every other chapter for the whole series because there are so many things that I feel like hit you so much harder as an adult than as a teenager. Yeah, so anyway, so I was just crying over that while I was trying to get ready. So hopefully I'll be able to keep it together when I'm out in public. Probably not, but I'll just wear my sunglasses, you know. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna run to the store. So I'm leaving on Tuesday, so I am going to see if they have some kind of a bag at, I think I saw some at IKEA that would be good like day trip bags. So anyway, that's more detail than you probably need, but we shall see. Hello. Hello. I guess my voice is just not gonna work. So we have made it. I finished the time last night. Let's look up some statistics. So as I said, 40 hours and 22 minutes. Highest day was yesterday with 7.5 hours. Lowest day was Wednesday with 2 hours and 40 minutes. The largest percent of time, even with my studying, was still listening, but I counted a lot of the time of studying just as listening, because if I was just listening to a video and I wasn't really like engaging beyond that point, then I mostly just tracked it as listening. Like, there were videos that she was running through a sample test, and then I would be reading the question, you know, pausing, reading the question, figuring out how I would answer it. And so those I counted as studying. But if it was just a talking video where she just talked, then I just counted it as listening. 62% listening, 21% reading, 6% studying, 6% writing, 5% listening and reading at the same time. So I listened to almost 10 hours of the No Hay Negros en el Tibet podcast. I had about 8 hours of listening to my DELE things, 3 hours of Hunger Games. Reading, I read Legends and Lattes for almost 6 hours. I read 7 Empty Houses for 2 hours. So I do feel like this was a really good jump start. I really wanted to get most of the course done before I went on this trip, and then therefore come back and in a couple of days after that go back to school work. I felt like if I could get all of that like front loaded, then that would give me a really good start to then go into practicing and filling in gaps with free time, which will be much less abundant to sit down and watch, 10 hours of videos moving forward. So I'm very glad about that. I'm glad about the books that I finished, and I do feel like I've gotten in a much better habit of listening to Spanish on the go, where I really was say it farewell. I think this has been a very rambly vlog, but hopefully it has been enjoyable to see how I am starting to study for the DELE, and I will